Hey everybody, I decided to go ahead and try to finish up the earlier game that I had started and did a video for the first couple of innings. Strat-o-matic game between the Pirates and the Orioles. Started out, Pittsburgh was leading 3-0 going to the bottom of the first, and I'm rolling the dice and using the Strat-o-matic cards. And then I'm entering the direct entry results after every play on the PC replay computer season direct entry, because that's how I'm accumulating my stats. When I left the first video, we were at Pittsburgh 3, Baltimore 2 after 3.5 innings. I just entered the Pirates top of the fourth with no score. The Orioles have tied the score in the bottom of the fourth, and that's thanks to a two-base error, a rare two-base error on Andrew McCutchen. The inning started off with J.J. Hardy drawing a base on balls, and then Stephen Pierce grounded to second, which moved Hardy up a base to second base. Ryan Flaherty walked to put runners at first and second. And then Jamel Weeks hit into a 6-4 force play, which put runners at the corners with 2 outs. And then with Nelson Cruz up, the D20 defensive range check was out of the scope on the scoreboard or on the chart for McCutchen, so we had to go to his error rating, and unfortunately we rolled an error, a two-base error on McCutchen, so that's why it looks like a double there, but it's really an E8 next to that, which is why we have a U there as an unearned run that was scored by J.J. Hardy. And then also that two-base error put Weeks up to third base. There's no check there on the two-base error that I know of to do the extra base, and if there is, I wasn't going to try it. I just didn't think that was right to do that. So we had runners at second and third with 2 outs, but then Markakis grounded to short to end the threat. And so after 4 innings, we were tied at 3. And as we go down to the line score, you can see innings 5, 6, 7, and 8, all zeros. There have been some pitching changes and some defensive changes since then. The Pirates have since brought in Jenmar Gomez, Justin Wilson, and now Brian Morris, and that's to do the lefty-righty matchups. And the Orioles, after the entry from Norris, have Evan Meek pitching an inning and a third, and now Brian Mattis, who is currently still on here in the top of the ninth, is in there now to face the left-handed hitting Pedro Alvarez. Earlier on, when I brought Mattis into the game to face Ike Davis at first base, being a left-handed hitter, I went ahead and pinch hit for Ike Davis with Josh Harrison. So that's the line there, that solid line there. It says in the 8th inning that Josh Harrison pinch hit for Davis. He did fly to center. So when the inning was over, Josh Harrison is not rated as a first baseman, but he is rated at third base. So Harrison entered the game at third, and I moved Pedro Alvarez from third base to first base. Similarly, for the Orioles, when Justin Wilson was in the game, brought in the game as a left-handed reliever to face Ryan Flaherty, I went ahead and pinch hit with Manny Machado, and Machado walked but was stranded on base, and so he stayed in the game to play third base. So that's why now we have Machado at third base. And we have Mattis pitching, and we have Pedro Alvarez on the bump to start the top of the ninth. Pedro Alvarez will lead it off against Brian Mattis, top 9. Pedro Alvarez, lefty on lefty, and then what I'm going to do is, with Gabby Sanchez coming up next, I'm going to most likely go to a right-handed reliever because Mattis has already in the ball game pitched the 8th inning. He's usually a 1-inning guy, but since he went 1, 2, 3, Actually, he pitched only 2/3 of an inning. He pitched the last 2 outs of the 8th inning. So either way, I don't want him to go too much longer because he may be needed in game 2 of the doubleheader. I don't want to wear him out. So we're going to see what he can do, but I am going to leave him in against Pedro Alvarez, lefty on lefty. So there's the roll, and he gets a 1-5. So 1-5 for Pedro Alvarez. It's off his cards, but we're going to be in the blue since it's against a lefty. And the 1-5 for Pedro Alvarez is a strikeout. So Ryan Matus did his job in his final batter faced. So now we can mark that he's going to be changed out. And we'll go up to the computer screen, direct entry, type in the strikeout for Ryan Matus. And now we're going to go to the bullpen. With Gabby Sanchez up, we'll go to the bullpen, and we're going to bring in Darren O'Day. So Darren O'Day is now in the ball game. Darren O'Day. So we'll go to the score sheet and write in Darren O'Day. And in the box score or the line score, we'll write in that O'Day is into pitch, and it's hard to see, it's a little blurry. Pitch P9 means he's pitching in the 9th inning. So Darren O'Day, let's change him out. Bring in Darren O'Day to pitch. So Darren O'Day will now face Gabby Sanchez, righty on righty. And we'll roll this. We could pinch hit for Sanchez since he is the DH. But Sanchez still has some good numbers against right-handed pitching in column 3, so we're going to leave him in there. We could use Travis Snyder as a pinch hitter. He's lefty, and I think that's it. So we could use Travis Snyder as the new DH, but then we would lose our last outfielder, so I want to keep him as a potential replacement in the outfield. So Gabby Sanchez will still bat as the DH against new pitcher Darren O'Day. And here we go. 3-6. So Gabby Sanchez's card. Remember I said column 3 is still a good one for Gabby. So 3, number 6, 3-6. He's got a chance. It's a split. 1-3 is a double. 4-20 is a fly ball to left. So we have to refer now to the D20. And for Pirates, they need a 1-3 for a double. Anything else is a fly ball simply out to Nelson Cruz in left. So there's the roll. It is a 13, which means that is a fly ball to left that Nelson Cruz handles easily for out number 2. Go up to the computer screen and click that in real fast. To save time, I won't move the camera around to show you. I did it, trust me. Fly to left. 2 down for Neil Walker. Neil Walker's a switch hitter, so at this point it doesn't matter whether the pitcher is righty or lefty. Neil Walker is up. 2 out space is empty. Darren O'Day, 1-6. So Neil Walker off a righty, 1-6. And how about that? 1-6 is a home run. Home run in the top of the 9th for Neil Walker. So Neil Walker takes Darren O'Day yard. So I will type that in, and we see now the Pirates are ahead 4-3. Go to the box score, and the box score tells me that for the Pirates and Neil Walker, that is